Hello everyone, my name is instrucko Nishtha and welcome to my maths class. So today's class is for students of age group 3 to 5 years. Before I start with the class, I would like to share a few details about Instrucko. So here at Instrucko, we are constantly trying to make learning fun for all our students with the help of our interactive warm-up activities which are really engaging for the students, and also with the help of our interactive platform. We here at Instrucko understand that every child is different and every child has different capabilities. So we try to nurture the individual capabilities by tailoring the lesson plan as per the need of the child. So without any further delay, let's start with our first lesson of today. Our first lesson is chick and duck. So here, meet my chick and this is my duck. So my duck is called Gus and my chick is called Chuck. So these are two friends, Chuck and Gus, and the story is about these friends. Okay? Before I start, I would like to tell you what are my learning objectives for this chapter. So here, after completing this chapter, our goal is that the child use next to and beside in the correct context, and also we would want them to associate these words with the spatial position of various objects. Okay, so let's start with our warm-up activity. So our first warm-up activity today is that we are going to learn what it means when we say next to and beside. Okay, so see here, I have one box of chocolates and one set of coloring pens. Okay, now if my box of chocolate is here and my coloring pen is here, so can I say that my coloring box is next to my box of chocolates? Or can I also say that my box of chocolates is beside my coloring pen? Yes, correct. We can say that. And why can we say that? Because see, these two objects are close to each other and there is nothing between them. Okay. So right next to my box of chocolate is my coloring box. So these objects are next to each other, and similarly I can also say that my box of chocolate is beside my box of coloring pens. Okay, now come on, you do the same thing. Look around you, look around your computer. Do you see anything that is next to your computer? Or do you see anything that is next to your chair? Maybe another furniture? Or maybe there's a mouse next to your computer, or a notepad maybe. So tell me, all of you, tell me what is next to your computer. Okay, so now let's start with the story of Chuck and Gus. So as you all can see, Gus is a duck and Chuck is a chick. Yes, that is why his name is Chuck. Okay, so Chuck the little chicken and Gus the duckling were best friends. Okay, Gus was big and strong and brave, but Chuck was very small and scared of everything. You can see Chuck is so small, right? And my Gus is strong and brave, right? So, okay, before we move further in our story, I would like to ask you all, what is the difference between Chuck and Gus? Can you see the difference between these two birds? Yes, Chuck is a chick and Gus is a duck, right? Other than that, what are the difference in their physical appearance? Very right. The first and the major difference is that Chuck is yellow and Gus is white. Right. Also, I would like to draw your attention to their mouth. See, Chuck has a small little mouth, but see, Gus has a big beak. right? So even though they look so different, they are still best friends. Okay, now I would like to ask you all, what makes a good friend? Yes, the first and the primary quality is that our friend should be kind to us. Very nice. And what else? We should enjoy in their company, right? You would not want to be friends with someone who is very boring, right? We would always want to be friends with someone who has fun with us and enjoys with us and likes the same things as us, right? So, another thing that is very important is that our friends should always be protecting us, okay? And they should always be ready to help us whenever we are in problem. So I think we've covered everything. These are the qualities that make a good friend, right? He should be kind, should be protective of us, and they should be helpful, and what else? And we should always have fun with them, right? So now that we have discussed what makes a good friend, let's see how good friends were Chuck and Gus. Okay. So one day Chuck and Gus went on a walk. They were happily chatting when they came across a big puddle of water. Now, if they go into the water, they are gonna get drenched and they don't want to get drenched. Okay. So let's see how will Chuck and Gus cross the puddle. Okay. Oh, and here's how they are going to cross the puddle. So they have stones laid down for them. So they will step on one stone at a time and cross the puddle without being drenched. Okay. Let's count how many total stones are there for them to cross the puddle. Okay, we'll start from the top. Okay. So this is our first stone. Okay, guys, come on, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So total there are 6 stones to help Gus and Chuck cross the puddle. Okay. So what is the correct answer here? 6. Yes. Everyone is so right. Okay. Now let's move. Let's see what happened next. Oh no, cried Chuck. I'm scared of water. Don't worry, Chuck. I'm right next to you, said Gus, helping Chuck around the puddle. I will always be beside you. Okay, so now see here, Gus is telling Chuck that it will be always beside Chuck. Now what does Gus mean when it's saying that it will always be beside Chuck? So when Gus is saying that he will always be next to or beside Chuck, he is saying that he will always be close to Chuck and that he will never leave Chuck alone. Now tell me, is this quality important in your friend or not? Whoever is your friend should always stay close to you, right? That is why then only they can help you and protect you, right? When they are close to you. So Gus is being a very good friend by promising Chuck that he will always be next to Chuck and he will always help Chuck. Okay. Let's see what happens next. So Gus and Chuck continued on their walk. They were happily chatting when they heard a barking dog. Oh my God, there's a big dog in front of Chuck and Gus. What are they going to do now? Here's the dog that Chuck and Gus could hear. Now, tell me, what is the color of the dog? Yes, the dog is white colored. And how many spots does the dog has? Yes, the dog has black spots. Should we count the total number of spots on the dog? Okay, let's start. So we'll start counting from here. So this is the first spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So the dog has total 11 spots on its body. Okay. So should we mark the answer as 10 or 11? 11. Correct. So 11 is the right answer. Now let's move forward. Let's continue with the story. So when Chuck and Gus saw the dog, saw the dog, Chuck cried, "Oh no, I'm scared of dogs." So then Gus told it, "Don't worry, Chuck, I am right next to you." Gus said, whistling over the sound of the dog, "I will always be beside you." See, again, now first they had a problem when there was a water puddle. At that time, what did Gus say? Gus said that I will always be next to you, right? Again, now they are facing another problem, which is a big scary dog. And see, still Gus is promising his friend Chuck that he will always be beside him. Hana? So isn't Gus a really good friend? So tell me, if Gus is next to Chuck, is there anything between them? See, I told you in the beginning now, when I have a box of chocolate and I have a pencil color box. Now, if there is nothing between them, means they are next to each other. So now the question is asking us if Gus is next to Chuck. So this is Chuck and this is Gus. And if Gus is next to Chuck, so should there be anything between them? No, correct, because when two people are next to each other means there is nothing between them. Okay, now tell me, how is Gus comforting Chuck? Yes, correct. Gus is comforting Chuck by protecting Chuck from the big scary dog and helping Chuck cross the path. Okay, let's move forward. So, Chuck and Gus continued on their walk. They were happily chatting when they saw a storm coming in the distance. See, there's a storm coming and there are clouds in the storm. Now, can you count how many clouds are there? Yes, let's start and count together. So, this is my first cloud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. There are total 6 clouds coming. Okay. These are storm clouds. Now, do you know what are storm clouds? Storm clouds are the clouds that give us rain and lightning and thunder. No wonder Chuck is afraid. See, Chuck is such a small bird and obviously it will be afraid of lightning and thunder, right? So, "Oh no," cried Chuck, "I'm scared of storms." "Don't worry, Chuck, I am right next to you," said Gus, sheltering Chuck under his wings. "I will always be beside you." See, here Gus is being such a good friend. He's protecting Chuck from the storm by covering him under his wings and also promising Chuck that Gus will always be beside Chuck. Okay, so now tell me, if Gus is beside Chuck, is he the closest thing to Chuck? Correct, because Gus is beside Chuck, that is why he is the closest thing to Chuck. And how is Gus being brave and strong for Chuck? See, Gus is not scared. Gus is not scared of the lightning and storm. And if he is not showing it. Why? Because he wants to be brave for his friend. Because his friend Chuck is already afraid of storm and lightning. So Gus is being brave and so that Chuck can be comfortable. Yes, and Gus is also protecting Chuck under its wings. Right? So Gus is helping Chuck by being brave for Chuck. Okay. When Chuck and Gus got home, Chuck turned to his friend and said, "Thank you, Gus." He said, "You are such a good friend. I will always be next to you, Gus. I will always be by your side." See, now Chuck is making the same promise to Gus, which Gus made to Chuck, that Chuck will also always be next to Gus and will always be by Gus's side. Now, can you tell me what does it mean when one person is by the side of the other person? It means that Chuck will always be beside Gus. Yes? And see, now Chuck is also being a good friend to Gus. See, Chuck is also promising Gus that if ever Gus is afraid of something, then Chuck will also be there to protect Gus. Okay? Now it's activity time. So let's start with our first activity. See, Gus has been saying that he will always be next to or beside Chuck in every problem. During every problem, Gus promised Chuck that he will always be next to or beside Chuck, right? This means that he will always be very close to Chuck, because to be next to or beside, he has to be close to Chuck. Okay, so now, so close that there is nothing between them. Gus will have to be so close to Chuck that there is nothing between them. Okay, in this picture, see, can you see the picture on the screen? Now tell me, in this picture, is Gus immediately to the right of, immediately to the left of Chuck or not? See, this is Gus and this is Chuck. Is there anything between them? No, there is nothing between them. So in this picture, Gus is beside Chuck. Okay. Now can you tell me, there's a wood log also. Can you see this wood log? Now can you tell me, this wood log is beside Chuck or beside Gus? Correct answer. This wood log is beside Chuck. See, this is Gus, then Chuck, and then there's a wood log. How can we say that the wood log is beside Chuck? See, because there's nothing between Chuck and the wood log. You understand? Okay, now let's do some other activities to practice the concept next to and beside. So here is a picture of a farm. Now can you tell me which animal is next to cow? So see, here is a duck, here is a chicken, and here we have our dog. Here is a horse, then here is our cow. And now the question is asking us, which animal is next to the cow? So see, here, this black and white sheep, this is next to the cow. Okay, should we click on this? Yes, our answer is correct. The sheep is next to the cow. Okay, now if I ask you, which animal is next to the chicken? See, this is the chicken, and who is next to the chicken? It's the dog. The dog is next to the chicken, right? Okay, now moving on to the next exercise. See, here is a table and there are 5 items kept on the table. First is the apple, after that is the scale, after that is the globe, after that is the pencil, and the last one is the book. Now the question is asking us, what object is beside the book? Now tell me, what is the meaning of beside? Anything which is next to the book and there is nothing between them. So which is close to the book and there is nothing between them. Now tell me, which is the closest thing to the book? Correct. It is this pencil. The pencil is beside the book, right? Now let's talk about the globe. Now tell me, what is beside the globe? There are 2 things beside the globe. Correct. There is pencil on the right side of the globe and then there is ruler on the left side of the globe. So there are 2 things beside globe. Why can we say that? Because see, there is nothing between globe and the pencil, right? So pencil is beside globe, and also see, there is nothing between the ruler and the globe, so the ruler is also beside the globe. Okay, now let's move to the next activity. See, now you can see a room full of furniture, right? Here is our sofa, and here is the lamp, and here is the side table, and then this is a wooden stand on which there are decorative plants, right? Now the question is asking us, which piece of furniture is next to the sofa? See, this is the sofa now. What is right next to sofa? Correct, it's this lamp. See, there's nothing between the sofa and the lamp. So we can say that the lamp is beside the sofa, right? And now if I ask you, what is beside the side table? Correct. Again, there are 2 things beside the side table. See, on the right of the side table, we have this decorative wooden stand, and on the left of the side table, we have the lamp. So there are 2 things beside the side table, correct? Very nice. Now let's move to the next activity. Oh, here we have a box full of toys, and there are 4 toys that are visible to us, right? First is the teddy bear, second is the car, third is the ball, and fourth is the robot. Now the question is asking us, which toy is beside the teddy bear? Now tell me, which toy is beside the teddy bear? See, you cannot say it's the ball. Why? Why you cannot say it's the ball? See, because the car is coming in between the ball and the teddy bear, right? So, the ball is definitely not beside the teddy bear. Now, let's see if the robot is beside the teddy bear. No, the robot is also not beside the teddy bear because again, the car is coming in between. When two objects are beside each other, means there should be nothing between them, right? So here, what is beside the teddy bear? The car is beside the teddy bear. Correct. And again, if I ask you what is beside the car? Yes, there are two items beside the car. One is the robot and one is the teddy bear. Very nice. So with this we come to the end of our chapter. But before you go, I have one more interesting puzzle for you. So see, here are a group of people standing, right? Now let's say if I ask you who is beside the lady in the red top, what will your answer be? See, this person, the one in the green shirt, is beside the lady in the red top, right? See, they're standing close to each other. This person is standing by the side of this lady. So this person is beside the lady. And also, can you see there is nothing between them? Right. So the person in the green shirt is standing beside the lady in the pink shirt, right? Now let's come here. Let's talk about the people standing in between. Can you see these two people? The one with the specs and one in the blue t-shirt. Now if I ask you, who is beside the person in the pink t-shirt? Yes, the person in the blue t-shirt is beside the person in the pink t-shirt. Correct. See, they're standing close to each other. So this person is beside the person in the pink top. Okay. And also this person in the pink top is standing next to the person in the blue top. Right. See, there is nothing between them. So now, do we understand what is the meaning of next to and beside? If any two objects or any two people are standing close to each other and there is nothing between them and one person is standing by the side of the second person, then those two people are said to be beside or next to each other. Please remember that there should be nothing between them and they both should be close and the person should be by the side of the first person. Okay. So if this is my chocolate box, then my pencil box should be by the side of the chocolate box. Then I can say that my coloring box is beside my box of chocolates. Okay. Hope you guys have a good day. Thank you so much and very well done in class today.